Hi, I'm Josiah Wampfler from 2 Tickets Please. We have another episode coming for you, reviewing 2 movies and discussing some recent news in the film industry. But in the meantime, I wanted to bring you some recommendations for movies and TV shows that you can check out from the comfort of your home. Some are recent and some are a bit older, and I hope they turn out to be great discoveries for you as they were for me. We'll start with 2 recommendations from the most popular streaming service, Netflix. First up, we have a show called Broadchurch. If you've managed not to hear anything about this serial crime drama that took the UK by storm starting back in 2013, then all the better. It stars 2 Doctor Who's, the current Jodie Whittaker and a former David Tennant, plus Academy Award winner Olivia Colman. Like many British TV shows, it is only 3 seasons, but what a ride those seasons are. The central mystery of the show starts when the body of an 11-year-old boy is found on the beach of an idyllic little coastal town, a place that hasn't seen a murder in decades. David Tennant's character comes in from out of town to lead the case, with Olivia Colman's character as his partner, though she believes the lead job should have been hers. This sets up a fascinating dynamic between the two that both actors play wonderfully. The show has an incredible cast all around, and the spectacular twists and turns it takes will keep you in a fantastic guessing game that casts suspicion on nearly every character. If you like crime thrillers, this one is a must-see. The second recommendation on Netflix is the South Korean film Burning, directed by Lee Chang-dong. Steven Yeun has had a breakout year with his Oscar nomination for his role in Minari, but those who had seen Burning knew that a nomination was certainly coming in his future. For American audiences, Yeun is probably the only actor you will recognize, but the cast for this film is brilliant as a whole. Burning is a film that is definitely best experienced without much prior knowledge of the plot, so I will simply read the very succinct IMDb plot description. Quote, Jung-soo bumps into a girl who used to live in the same neighborhood, who asks him to look after her cat while she's on a trip to Africa. When she comes back, she introduces him to Ben, a mysterious guy she met there, who confesses his secret hobby to Jung-soo. If that sounds a bit ominous, you would be right to think that. Steven Yeun plays the mysterious Ben, and through his awards-worthy performance elevates what on the surface may appear to be a simple drama to a quite riveting thriller. If you dug the Best Picture winner from last year, Parasite, Burning should be right up your alley. Moving on to another popular streaming service, if you have Amazon Prime Video and are looking for a great romantic movie to put on with your significant other, Sylvie's Love is a perfect choice. Starring the incredible Tessa Thompson as Sylvie and former NFL player Nnamdi Asomugha as Robert, it is about a decades-long love affair between the two that starts in Sylvie's father's record store when a young Robert takes a side job there to help make ends meet with his saxophone career. It is everything you want in a romance. 2 beautiful people at the center that have incredible chemistry with each other, sumptuous cinematography, the tension that comes from wanting 2 characters to be together but not knowing if it will happen, and the added bonus of some truly gorgeous music. Sometimes the romance playbook can get a bit old, but Sylvie's Love manages to bring you everything you love about a good romance film while also feeling fresh. Also, frankly, there have been far too few romantic films made about black couples, so that's nice to see. Switching over to Hulu, I have a recommendation that is currently nominated for an Academy Award, Thomas Vinterberg's Another Round. Vinterberg was a true surprise addition to the Best Director list this year, and after watching his film, I can definitely see why he made it in. Another Round has a pretty incredible premise. A group of 5 school teachers in Denmark hear about this theory that maintaining a blood alcohol level of at least 0.05 makes you more creative and relaxed. They decide to test this theory, setting off on a journey of drunken school teachers, self-discovery, hilarity, and tragedy. The film stars Mads Mikkelsen, who is absolutely marvelous. He has a drunken dance sequence toward the end of the film that is easily worth the price of admission, or whatever the equivalent of that saying is for streaming. Next up is a show recommendation from HBO Max. One of the great things about the service is that you not only get a huge catalog of films and TV shows, but you also get HBO original programming, which I think is some of the best TV all around. The twisted comedy Barry is no exception. The brilliant premise of the show has Bill Hader of SNL fame playing a brutal and highly skilled hitman, the titular Barry, who is growing tired of his business of killing people for money. When he travels to LA for a job, he must infiltrate an acting course his target attends, and he discovers that acting may be his true calling. Or maybe he's just doing it for a woman. The only thing is, his handler and the mob he works for don't really care for the idea of him leaving to become an actor. The show is absolutely hilarious, but a fair warning, this is a show about a hitman, and things get pretty dark and at times a bit disturbing. It is not a show for the faint of heart, but if you like dark comedy like I do, you will definitely dig Barry. Lastly, I wanted to conclude with a recommendation that isn't on any of the major streaming platforms, but is available for rent via the various video-on-demand stores such as Google Play, iTunes, Amazon, or others. It is one of my favorite films that came out last year that ended up being sadly overlooked. A great little film called Driveways. It stars Hung Chow as Kathy, a single mother who has to clean out her older sister's house after she passes away. During the cleaning process, which ends up being quite extensive, Kathy's son Cody ends up befriending an older gentleman who lives next door named Dell, played by Brian Dennehy in his final role. There isn't much more to the plot of the film than that. Just a young boy and an old man forming a friendship and learning from one another. But the way director Andrew Ahn captures this simple story and the performances that both Chow and Dennehy in particular give make it a heartwarming experience. Driveways is super charming, funny, and I would be surprised if there was a dry eye in your house by the end of the film. That concludes my streaming recommendations for you. Make sure to keep an eye out for future episodes of 2 Tickets Please, brought to you by OCA Media. Thanks for watching.